We're back in the tackle room, and today we're wondering which soft plastic jerkbait is the best and why. Stick around, you don't want to miss this one.
And yes, I did. I said you were going to catch several. I said at least 3 or 4. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I got him. It's a good one. He came up and got it topwater. Whoa, whoa.
He's fighting too.
That's a good fish. That's a good fish. That's a pretty good fish right there, honey. He was digging pretty hard. He came up after it.
Yeah, he was hungry.
Uh-huh. He came up and hit it topwater. That's funny.
And here is this video's featured comment. Congratulations! If you would like to have a chance to have your comment featured in an upcoming video, all you've got to do is leave a comment. And now, on with the video. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing. And today, it's all about these little guys. Flukes, as they're commonly called, or more accurately, a soft plastic jerkbait. Zoom owns the trademark name for Flukes, but that's just a popular name everybody calls them. What these really are is an effective presentation. They are effective in so many conditions, under so many circumstances, and especially now that that water has warmed up, and a lot of times those fish, they can get pretty lethargic. They can have that lock jaw. The pressure's high on the lakes. There's a lot of other boaters out there. There's a lot of other anglers out there. We're all competing for the same fish. And, well, the ones with the best presentations and the best techniques, those are going to be the ones that get the best bites. So I was thinking, we've been talking a lot about wacky worms and Waco rigs and those types of things lately, but this is actually something that I keep in my back pocket. A soft plastic jerkbait is a phenomenal presentation. It is a phenomenal technique to have whenever that bite can get real slow. It's a great way because it's a completely different look. It's a completely different presentation for something such as a Texas rig or a wacky rig, or even if you're burning a small square bill or something of that nature, if you were able to power fish on your fishery. But for me, one of these is a great alternative to throw whenever, that worm bite starts to dry up a little bit, or you don't want that worm bite to dry up. So which ones do I like best? Well, there's 3 particular brands that I use. Obviously, the Zoom. These are the ones that most people are going to be familiar with. As far as I know, this is the best-selling brand. These are not my favorite, but they are a great jerkbait. I will use these time and time again, and I have caught literally hundreds of fish using these. They work great weightless, and that is generally how I'm judging them, because I rarely fish a soft plastic jerkbait with a weight on it. Most of the time, I'm fishing it weightless. The only exception to that rule here recently is if I put it on a hover rig. And, well, this is probably going to be the brand that I put on the hover rig, with a small caveat that we'll get to. Now, these are great because they are fairly reasonable in price. They're not going to kill your wallet. This pack here was $6, but they have quite a few in them. This is a 10-pack, so you're getting a lot for your money. Now, let's go ahead and take one out of the package and take a look at it, and we'll get a close-up view. Hopefully it's a straight one. All right. Nothing phenomenal, right? You see that tail. The only problem with that tail is, well, you see it's kind of stiff. It doesn't have a lot of flop side to side. Now, normally that's not a problem, especially when I'm using it on a weightless presentation or on a hover rig, which is something else that I like to use this. As of late, these are great on a hover rig, which, I rig them sideways, but that's for another video. But they are fairly durable. That's one thing that I like about them. And for someone who skips a lot under brush, well, I like my baits to be durable. They've got to be able to handle the punishment that I give them. This is great for that. We're going to give them 3 stars on the price, because it's fairly reasonable, but not bargain basement. And we're going to give them 3 stars on how they react under the water, how they fall, the fall rate. So all around, this is a pretty average soft plastic jerkbait. Now, it gets the job done. It is a great all-around workhorse. But as I said, this one's not my favorite. So let's go ahead and take a look at 2 others that I use that I also have a lot of confidence in. Next up, cream. Now, anybody who watches this channel knows that I'm big on cream baits. What I like about these is, well, I can pick these up in that bargain box at Walmart, and they're like $1.25 for a pack, and that is exceptionally cheap, especially now as everything in the fishing world, prices seem to be going way, way up. Well, this is one that, that price is consistently low. Now, go ahead and take a look at one of these. This is just a pearl color, and it's a 5-inch soft plastic jerkbait. It's got the same split belly on the bottom. It's got the little groove on top for you to put your, make sure you've got your hook lined up. These work great on a 4 or 5/0 hook. But what these excel at, and when I'm using these especially, is as a chatterbait trailer. That's where I found that these work the best. Now, they're great for skipping, and they hold up really well, but again, these are even more stiff than that Zoom. So I don't generally use these too much on a weightless Texas rig or on a hover rig, because these are just a little bit too stiff. But as a chatterbait trailer, that's when these things excel. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't be used as a Texas rig or as a hover rig bait, but they're just a little bit too stiff for that. So I kind of, tend to stay away. But as far as like a chatterbait, that's where these things work for. As far as like their suppleness and their softness, I got to give them 2 stars. But this is your 5-star winner for price. At $1.25, that's going to be pretty impossible to beat. We've got to give them knocks because they're not really that supple, and they don't have the absolute best fall rate on a Texas rig or a hover rig. But as far as a chatterbait trailer, that's where they excel at. So we're going to give these 2 stars for their suppleness, 3 stars for their usability. So this comes in just below the Zoom Super Fluke, but still well worth checking out. Now, lastly, we've got these guys, the Strike King KVD Caffeine Shad. A lot of guys are going to be very familiar with these. Now, these are going to be the most expensive option. This pack is probably going to run you around $8 or $9, and they have 9 baits in them. Let's go ahead and break one out and see what they look like. Like I said, overall, these are probably my favorite ones. They've got the most usability for them. There it is. And the first thing you're going to notice is you see the way that tail just goes down like that, how soft that is. As far as the fall rate, as far as the way they look in the water, you are not going to beat this. This is going to be the one that's going to give you the best action and the best reaction in the water. This is going to be the one that, for me, it actually skips the best. The one problem with that is, however, is that these tend to tear up a little bit more quickly because of how soft they are. That is one of the biggest knocks against these, is that while soft means better action and that the hook is not going to get in the way and you end up probably hooking in more bass, while you're skipping and you're pitching up under brush with these, you're going to go through quite a few of them because of how soft they are, that they can tear up whenever you're abusing them, skipping them and flipping them, which is what I have to do. And seeing as how that they are a higher price point than the other brands, that can definitely be a problem. But they are a fish catching machine. These, quite honestly, these are my favorite type of soft plastic jerkbait. I can use these for any application. Although I generally don't use them too much as a chatterbait trailer, the cream ones, they just really excel at that. But as on a hover rig or a soft plastic jerkbait, I even wacky rig these. There is just so many things that you can do with these things. They skip so effortlessly. And, well, I've caught so many fish on this particular brand of jerkbait that I think it's probably more than all the others combined. So, and you know, it's got a denser feel to it. These are more salt impregnated so that they have a denser body about them. So they do have a faster fall rate. And these things can cast much, much farther, even on a weightless rig, such as a weightless Texas rig. These things will still cast like a bullet. You won't even notice, especially with the right, finesse spinner setup, which is what I use for this. Generally 10-pound braid, 8 to 10-pound leader, and I can cast this thing a mile. And like I said, I fish them up under brush, and they work phenomenally. This is easily my favorite one. As far as underwater appearance and action, this is definitely a 5-star. I got to give it a bit of a knock on durability, so we're going to go that down to 3 stars. And the price is going to be around 3 stars, simply because you get plenty in the pack and they are high quality, but they are going to be a slightly higher price point. So, but I guess, in the end you get what you pay for. But, this is my favorite one, and these are the ones that I would encourage you to try if you haven't. So there you have it. 3 phenomenal soft plastic jerkbaits that all excel in different situations. The Cream has the lowest price point, but they have a great use and they're exceptionally durable, especially for how little you pay for them. The Zoom, kind of a do-it-all trooper that can kind of do a little bit of everything well, but don't really excel at anything. And then you've got the Caffeine Shads, which are the cream of the crop, in my opinion. Those are the ones that I like the best. Now get down in the comment section and let us know which are the ones that you like best. What are some of your favorite brands for soft plastic jerkbaits, and how are you using them? We'd like to know. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.